Look around you. We live in a world that is loud, chaotic, and desperately trying to steal your focus. Every single day you are bombarded with distractions designed to make you weak, instant gratification engineered to keep you lazy, and the opinions of others meant to shake your confidence. Most people drift through this life like dry leaves in the wind, reacting to every insult, giving in to every urge, and postponing their greatness for a tomorrow that will never arrive. They are fragile, easily broken by circumstances, and trapped in a prison of their own comfort. But what if you could become completely immune to this chaos? What if you could build a mind so formidable, so anchored in reality, that no insult could move you, no temptation could distract you, and no amount of laziness could hold you back? The ancient Stoics called this state of being ataraxia, an unbreakable inner fortress of the soul that remains entirely unbothered by the storms of the external world. When the world demands your anger, you offer absolute stillness. When your body begs for comfort and laziness, your mind demands execution. This is not about suppressing your emotions or wearing a fake mask of strength. It is about cultivating a supreme inner power that makes you truly untouchable. This is not a superficial motivational speech to make you feel good for a brief moment. This is a deep, continuous, and uncompromising blueprint for absolute self-mastery. We are going to strip away the illusions of modern softness and dive directly into the deep waters of Stoic discipline. If you are ready to stop negotiating with your weaknesses, eliminate all distractions, listen to every word, and let this truth reshape your reality. To understand how to become mentally untouchable, you must first recognize the fundamental battle taking place within your own consciousness every single morning. The moment your eyes open, a silent war begins between your higher self, the part of you that craves honor, growth, and discipline, and your lower self, which only desires sleep, comfort, and safety. Laziness is not a lack of potential. It is the slow, quiet surrender of your higher self to the gravity of your animal instincts. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius faced this exact struggle. As the ruler of the known world, he had every excuse to stay under his warm blankets. Yet he wrote in his private journal that he must rise because he was waking up to do the work of a human being. He understood that existence is not a playground for comfort, but a duty to be fulfilled. When you choose procrastination, when you delay the work you know you must do, you are actively choosing to let your lower instincts win. You are allowing your feelings to dictate your destiny, and a person who is ruled by their feelings can never be free. True Stoic discipline begins the moment you realize that your feelings are completely irrelevant to the execution of your duty. Modern culture has propagated a dangerous lie, the idea that you must feel inspired, energized, or motivated before you can take action. If you operate under this illusion, you condemn yourself to mediocrity. The untouchable mind operates on a completely different framework, the understanding that action precedes emotion. You do not wait to feel like working out to go to the gym. You go to the gym and the energy follows. You do not wait for the perfect mood to build your business or study. You sit down, face the resistance, and force your mind into submission. The philosopher Epictetus famously taught that the primary sign of a mature human being is the ability to restrain desires and hold oneself back from cheap pleasures. When laziness whispers in your ear, telling you to rest, an untouchable mind does not argue, negotiate, or complain. It simply observes the thought and continues to move forward regardless. This strength is built by deliberately seeking out friction through the practice of voluntary discomfort. We have become incredibly fragile because our environment has become far too soft. We are coddled by technology, sheltered from adversity, and conditioned to view the slightest inconvenience as a tragedy. When your life is entirely comfortable, your mind loses its calluses, making a simple, difficult task feel like an insurmountable mountain. By intentionally introducing small hardships into your daily life, whether it is taking a freezing cold shower, fasting, sleeping on the floor, or forcing yourself to sit in absolute silence without a phone, you are training your nervous system. You are teaching your brain that discomfort is not dangerous. You are proving to yourself that you can experience pain, boredom, and exhaustion and still remain completely in control. When real adversity strikes, or when you are faced with a massive, grueling project that requires weeks of relentless focus, you will not panic. You will step into the arena with absolute calm because friction is a territory you have already mastered. To remain unbothered by the external world, you must also master the art of cognitive distance, understanding that nothing outside of your own mind has the power to harm you unless you allow it. Seneca, one of the wealthiest and most powerful Stoics in Rome, observed that we are often more frightened than hurt, and that we suffer far more in our own imagination than in reality. When someone insults you, disrespects you, or tries to sabotage your progress, they are testing the strength of your internal fortress. If you become angry, defensive, or distracted, you have handed them the keys to your mind. You have allowed their ignorance to dictate your emotional state. An untouchable mind looks at an insult the same way it looks at a passing storm, with absolute detachment. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to be like the rocky cliff against which the waves continually break. It stands firm, and the fury of the water dies down around it. Let the chaos of the world break against your stillness. Your focus belongs to your purpose, not to the petty dramas of ordinary people. This radical clarity is maintained by keeping the reality of your mortality at the forefront of your mind. The Stoics practiced memento mori, the constant awareness that death is always waiting. This is not a depressing realization, but the ultimate antidote to both arrogance and laziness. Procrastination is born out of the foolish, arrogant assumption that you will live forever. You tell yourself that you will fix your life tomorrow, that you will change your habits next month, or that you will pursue your true potential once conditions are perfect. But tomorrow is a currency you do not own. When you look at your current laziness through the lens of your mortality, the excuses evaporate. The fear of failure, the anxiety of stepping outside your comfort zone, and the desire to stay in bed suddenly seem incredibly insignificant compared to the immense, terrifying tragedy of dying without ever knowing what you were truly capable of achieving. As you move forward from this moment, understand that becoming mentally untouchable is not a destination you reach. It is a daily compounding choice. It is found in the quiet decisions that no one else sees, the choice to put down the phone, the choice to remain silent when provoked, and the choice to work through the fatigue when everything in your body is screaming for rest. Stop waiting for the world to become easier and start demanding that you become stronger. Build your fortress, master your discipline, step into the world as a force of absolute sovereignty, and let your silent actions speak for the depths of your power.